Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So for this video, I'm going to do a first impression review of a new formulated foundation. I'm going to do a first impression review on a foundation from Estée Lauder, and this is their new formulated Estée Lauder Futurist Aqua Brilliance. And now it's a new formulation because it says it now has with intense moisture infusion. So they reformulated to give a nice moisture and hydration to the skin, and the new formulation claims that it is now sweat proof, waterproof, and lasts for 24 hours, still gives you that 24 hours moisture and radiance. So that's what they reformulated about this product. So the previous formulation, they said that was suited for normal to dry skin, but they say that this new formulation is now suitable for all skin types. So we're going to do a wear test and review this foundation to see if it works for my oily, acne prone skin. So let's get started. So this is the packaging of the Estée Lauder Futurist Aqua Brilliance, and I want to show you. I'm in the shade 3W0 Warm Creme. So they don't have 3W1 Tony because my shade in Estée Lauder Double Wear Foundation is 3W1 Tony, and because they don't have, this is actually the darkest shade available. So hopefully this will match me. So I'm gonna apply this, and as you can see how beautiful the packaging is. And what's so different about this packaging is that it already comes with a pump. Unlike the Double Wear Stay in Place makeup, you have to buy a separate pump. So it's good that this one already has a pump. So let's get started and apply this foundation. So the tool that I'm going to use is this brush. I haven't used this brush for a very long time. This is a brush also from Estée Lauder. I'm pretty sure you've seen me do an unboxing with Estée Lauder Double Wear Foundation. It comes with this brush. So I'm gonna see if this foundation brush still works with any Estée Lauder foundation. So I'm gonna shake this and apply. Let's see if one pump is enough. Yeah, it's still brand new. That's why the foundation hasn't come out yet. There it is. Oh. Okay, unlike the Double Wear Stay in Place, it's not runny. It has a thick consistency because the Double Wear foundation, it's a runny formulation, but this one doesn't seem to be runny. So let's apply this with the brush. Same with Double Wear foundation. It has a paint scent, but this one has a different paint scent. This foundation doesn't even claim to have fragrance, same as with the Double Wear foundation. Okay, this is the foundation on one side of my face, and this is without. As you can see, there is some coverage, but it's not as high as Double Wear foundation. Let's just say this is around medium coverage. But same with Double Wear foundation, you can build up the coverage. I can say this is already good enough, but I can always layer parts that I wanted to cover. So I'm gonna apply foundation on the rest of my face. Okay, sorry guys, but while filming this video when I applied this foundation, my mic just ran out of batteries, and I just recently charged my mic. But here it is. As I said in my video while I was recording applying this foundation, I said that this foundation has a medium coverage as my dark spots and blemishes were peeking through. But I did use a concealer brush. I used this brush to apply a second layer for my under eyes. I just apply the foundation under my eyes and here on my dark spots and blemishes. And as you can see, it looks like it has a good coverage. It covered my dark spots pretty well. Not really covered it doesn't really cover my blemishes that much, but it still looks good that it covered naturally, as you can see it here. And for my under eye circles, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, it did cover my under eyes well. It's not that my under eyes doesn't look that dark. And this is how the foundation looks. It's actually a medium to buildable coverage. But for this video, I'm going to do a wear test of this foundation, but this time I'm gonna apply powder. Now, usually I don't apply powder whenever I do a first impression review on foundations, just because I wanted to test if this foundation works with or without powder. But for today's exception, I'm going to apply powder. So I'm gonna apply loose powder with this from Makeup Forever, and I'm gonna set this with powder. Okay, now that I'm done applying powder, this is how the foundation looks with powder. It's not that glowy anymore, but it has a nice radiance. Still gives a nice moisturized look. It still looks like I'm wearing skincare, but with coverage. So I'm gonna do a wear test of this foundation and to see how long this foundation lasts. Let's see if it's true to its claim that it says that it lasts for 24 hours, but I don't wear foundation for 24 hours. But we'll just have to test this foundation, how it performs the whole day. So I'll give you guys an update. So I'll see you guys later. Hello guys, here I am at Mactan International Airport. This is my first time coming to this new renovated airport here in Mactan, here at Mactan International Airport. This is the only airport here in Cebu, Philippines. I'm here because I'm here with my family because my cousin and her husband are going back to America, and we're here to have a moment with them before they fly back to America. And here's an update of the foundation of the Estee Lauder Futurist Aqua Brilliance foundation. As you can see, my T-zone and some of my areas of my face are starting to look shiny, but it's not too oily. It's just normally I get oily. See how glowy it looks like, but it still looks flawless. It looks nice. So this is my update for this foundation. I'll see you guys later. Okay, last and final update of my first impression of reviewing the Estee Lauder Futurist Aqua Brilliance foundation. Now, what can I say? First of all, the finish of this foundation has a really nice skin-like effect. Right now, I've been wearing this foundation for the whole day, and I'm really sleepy right now. I really want to remove this makeup so I can go to sleep. Anyway, I would say that my face was immediately shiny, only on my T-zone, mostly here in my butterfly zones. It really emphasized my pores because of how shiny, but the rest of my face here, it doesn't really look that oily. After about less than 5 hours only here in my T-zone area is really the oiliest part. After like almost 5 hours, it really builds up oil, but the rest is not. So I don't know if this foundation is suitable for oily skin, but for me it seems fine. I I mean, good thing that I actually powdered this today, because it really helps control the oiliness. Because if I review this foundation without powder, I'm pretty sure no doubt my face will be like greasy the whole day, and this side here will be like looks really bad when it separates. Now, here in my chin area, as you all know, that most foundations actually separates in my chin area, but for this foundation, despite some oil buildup, it doesn't look that bad. There is some separation, but it's not as bad as my other foundations that I've tried. I could say that the longevity of this foundation is good. I wouldn't say that it will really last for 24 hours, because I don't think I will ever going to wear this makeup for 24 hours. No. Okay, so anyway, this foundation, the separation here in my chin area, it doesn't look that bad. So longevity of this foundation is good. Now for the coverage, I can say that if you wanted to go for a nice natural makeup look, you can just wear this foundation alone, and then use a concealer brush to cover up your dark circles and your blemishes, because it really covered up well, but it's not as good as using a concealer, because if you really wanted to fully cover your dark circles and your blemishes, you really need to use a concealer. But for me, yes, I definitely need to use a concealer if I wanted to cover up most of my dark spots and blemishes. But with this foundation, it covered up my blemishes and dark spots pretty good. And yeah, also now for the shade of the foundation, the color is 3W0 Warm Creme. At first I thought I was expecting this color to be more of a yellow tone, but it's not really that warm. It looks more like a neutral color, but at first application it looks kind of more neutral. It looks more neutral, but when it blends in my face, it warms up because I have warm skin tone. But if you look at the difference, it's just slightly lighter, but in a good way, that I would say that it looks natural. It makes my skin looks like it has a nice natural bright complexion, is what I like about the color of this foundation. So definitely a good match for me. It doesn't, and another thing, I'm surprised that this foundation doesn't really oxidize on my face. I mean, it's true to its claim that it says that it will not give you a dull color. It will stay true to its color, because as you can see, it doesn't look dark on me, and I'm surprised that this foundation doesn't oxidize. It didn't oxidize on my face. So one of the good side of this foundation, it doesn't oxidize. So nice one, Estee Lauder. When it comes to Estee Lauder foundation, they are really, really good. They always make one of the best quality of their foundations. Now, if I were to compare this with Estee Lauder Double Wear, I would say I would prefer Double Wear foundation than Futurist. I mean, I could just use this if I wanted to have a nice skin like glow effect, because if I were to compare it with Double Wear foundation, it gives you that, it kind of gives you that obvious that you're wearing makeup if you apply more than one layer. But whenever I use Double Wear, I can always sheer it, just apply one layer and then cover cover most of my dark spots and blemishes and under eyes with double wear, it still gives me a natural look, but compared with this one, the double wear and the Futurist, this one has a more of a skin-like effect. So this has more of a natural look, while the double wear has a nice finish but still with coverage. So this one has more skin-like effect than double wear. Now, if I were to compare this with the Bobbi Brown Weightless Skin Foundation that I reviewed, this foundation here also claimed to be a skin-like effect. So both of these foundations that I have, these are two of the foundations that I have that gives a skin-like effect. They look like natural skin but with coverage. So if I were to compare which foundation looks more natural, I would say Bobbi Brown Weightless Skin Foundation still looks more like skin than with Estée Lauder Futurist Aqua Brilliance Foundation. Bobbi Brown Weightless Skin Foundation is still a winner for me when it comes to skin-like effect. So I prefer this. This foundation gives you a more of a natural skin-like effect than Estée Lauder Futurist. I think it's maybe the reason why that this foundation looks more natural compared to this. Maybe it's because of the color and the finish, but I don't know. I think it's based on their formulation. I think Bobbi Brown really made an incredible formulation with their weightless skin foundation that to make it look like skin. So kudos to Bobbi Brown for creating a foundation like this that can give a skin-like effect. But of course, I still like this foundation. It's still good. It gives a nice skin-like effect. What's so great about this is that of all the foundations that I have, this is really moisturizing. As it says here that it has intense moisture infusion, I could say that it really hydrates my skin. And for people with oily skin, you still need to hydrate and moisturize your skin. People with oily skin can still use this, but make sure you powder, because if you don't powder, it will look bad like it will make your face look greasy like disco ball. So good thing I powdered today. And there's the separation on my chin area doesn't look that bad, because if I didn't powder today, I'm pretty sure the separation will look that bad. Okay, today is the second day of me reviewing this Estée Lauder Futurist Aqua Brilliance Foundation, and this time I'm gonna use this with other makeup products, like prep it with primer, with concealer, powder, and a new product that I have is a setting spray. So let's see how this foundation performs with other products. So let's get started. Now for primer, I'm gonna use the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I like this as a primer because it really makes your foundation so smooth and flawless looking, and it really helps keeping my foundation last long. So I'll use this with Estée Lauder Futurist Aqua Brilliance Foundation. I really like this primer, and it's a primer and moisturizer in one. So I really like this as a primer. So I'll apply this as my primer. Okay, now that the foundation is set, it's time for me to apply powder. Okay, I forgot to show you this product. I forgot to do a review on this. This is the Estee Lauder Pure Color Crystal Balm. This is a lip balm that has a crystal effect on the lips. It's moisturizing and it gives a nice personal color. I'm in the shade, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm in the shade number 2 Cosmic Crystal, because this shade matches the color of, it's a close match. This shade is a close match to your natural lip color. So I'm gonna apply this, but just to let you know, this isn't our first impression review. I already tried this on the first day when I first tried the Estee Lauder Futurist foundation. So this is how it is. This is how the lip balm looks like. It's moisturizing at first application. It has a slight spicy tingling effect, and as you can see, there's a little bit of glittering effect on the lips, and as you can see, there's a personalized color. It gives a nice hint of color, like it actually maximizes the natural color of my lips, as you can see. Okay, last is I'm gonna apply setting spray. The setting spray that I have is the TIRTIR Mask Fit Makeup Fixer. So let's shake this bottle. These are all the products that I applied with this foundation. So I'm gonna do another wear test of this foundation to see how it performs with now it's used with primer, concealer, setting powder, and setting spray. I'll see you guys later. Okay, last and final update of me reviewing the Estee Lauder Futurist Aqua Brilliance foundation. Now, I did a wear test of this foundation today, and this time I use with primer. The primer that I use is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I set this with powder, and I also use concealer. And lastly, I even set this with setting spray, and the one I use is TIRTIR. So let me say that the foundation performed better than the first day I reviewed this foundation. And I can say that with primer, powder, and setting spray, it looks a lot flawless than ever. But there's some slight there's a slight problem here. The only problem is here in my chin area. Normally, a lot of foundation separates on my chin area, but compared to other foundations, the Estee Lauder Futurist foundation, there's some separation and some fading, but it's not as bad as the other foundations that I tried that separated so badly. But this one, it's tolerable. I mean, it's not that bad. Most foundations actually separates on my chin, but for the Estee Lauder Futurist, it really lasts. The foundation lasts all day, but here in my chin area, there's some little separation. So I would say that the Futurist foundation has good longevity, because the rest of my face, it didn't fade. There's no separation. The foundation is still there. I think the primer, powder, and setting spray really helps keeping this foundation last long. Now, I actually blot twice today, and the first time I blot, I blot my face around 1 in the afternoon, but the only part that's really oily is just here in my T-zone. Mostly my nose is the oiliest part, and here in this area, the nose, and in this area is the oiliest part, while the rest, my forehead and my chin area, in my cheeks and my chin area, they're not that oily. So I would say that despite this being a moisturizing, This being a moisturizing foundation and and at the same time a glowy foundation, I think oily acne prone skin can still work with this foundation. They can still use this. I can still recommend this for oily acne prone skin. All you just need to use a good primer and always remember to set it with powder to help make it last long and to help you not looking too oily and greasy. So always use a good primer and set this with powder. And of course with the setting spray it will also help keeping the longevity perform better. Now for my review with the Estee Lauder Pure Color Crystal Balm, this lip balm is feels moisturizing, but it's not as how I would say, it's not as moisturizing as my regular lip balms. It only there's moisture in it, but it's not like really that plump. And no wait, it only coats a moisture on top of the layer of my lips, but it doesn't really moisturize. It doesn't really moisturize deep into the layer of my lips, because it's not as good. The moisture of this lip balm is not as good as what I usually use with my regular lip balm, because regular lip balms really helps hydrate and more moisturize my lips compared to this one. So I can still keep using this, but I still need a more hydrating and more moisturizing lip balm than this. So if I were to want to keep my lips moisturized, I would always reach out for my regular lip balms. But with this lip balm, there's a nice hint of color. It really enhances the color of my lips. It really helps enhances the natural color of my lips, and it looks nice on my lips. So I'll just use my regular lip balms, and then I layer this on top like this, just to enhance the look of my lips. And if I was to retouch my lips with moisture, I will always reach out for my regular lip balms. So that's my review for the Estee Lauder lip balm. So that's my review for the Estee Lauder Futurist Aqua Brilliance foundation. So I hope you guys enjoy. So I hope this review helps convince you to try this foundation. So like I said, I recommend this for oily acne prone skin, and I'm sure this is very suitable for people with dry and normal skin. But for oily skin and acne prone skin, I can say that I can recommend this foundation to oily and acne prone skin, as long as you use a good primer, set it with powder, and use a setting spray to make it last and control the oiliness of your face. So I hope this review was very helpful, and I hope this review helps convince you to try this foundation. And if you do enjoy this video, please subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification to follow up my upcoming videos. Please give it a thumbs up and comment down below if there's any products that you want me to review. And so I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye!